Hi there, I'm Ben, and welcome to part 12 of my full platinum walkthrough for the Dead Space Remake. This is the final chapter of the game, the final chapter of my impossible playthrough, hopefully yours as well. Well, it will be eventually, it might be your third playthrough though. This is chapter 12, and it's Dead Space. It's actually called Dead Space, and we're picking up exactly where we left off at the end of the previous video, and yeah, we're just going to fly through this pretty much and get to the end of the game. So there are a few logs, as you can see. We're still in overtime. We only needed 150, but there's quite a few knocking about, and there's some story related ones, and there's also some that you get when you complete the game as well. So you're gonna have plenty, more than enough to get that 150 that you need. And then we're just going to go into this side room. Do not go into the room in the right initially, because enemies will appear. So there's two logs in here, so we've just got one. We've got the second one now. They left us, and then behind that is a node, so you're going to want to grab that. Quite a lot of money I actually spend on just sort of health and ammo. Not quite a lot, a bit. We spend on health and ammo just to make sure we can get through the end of the game on Impossible. That's the most important thing at this point, because in New Game Plus, that's when we can really worry about nodes and buying all the nodes that we need. At this point, it doesn't really matter so much. Well, having said that, I'm about to buy 5. So your priority is going to be health. I prefer the medium packs as opposed to the full ones, because I'd rather heal at half health rather than get down to the bottom and then heal. I'd carry a couple of stasis around with you. We're going to be doing some big fights now. Lots of enemies. It's not difficult. Honestly, it's not difficult, but there are lots of enemies. You should be well prepared at this point. I'm going to buy 5, which will leave me like 60,000. So that's obviously a buffer in case you haven't got that as much as me. Then you can still buy the 5 and have some left. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do the it is necessary. I was going to say unnecessary, but it is necessary thing of stomping all these innocent dead people, because we're going to get 2 of the flying ones appear in this room in a moment. So there's going to be 2 flying ones and a regular but stronger necromorph. So just check around, make sure there's no dead ones. We're just going to do that, and then we're going to do the bench, we're going to save it, and then we'll get the enemies to come in. So yeah, put it in your favourite weapon. It doesn't really matter at this point. You can put some in the plasma cutter as well for the next playthrough, so you can be ready for that. But yeah, spend them wherever you like, honestly. It's the end of the game. You want to make your favourite weapon as powerful as it can be. So a few in the flamethrower, pulse rifle. Do I do a couple in this? I think I might, just to get the damage up, yes. And then I don't have any left, but there's quite a few there in plasma cutter. We will actually get quite a few nodes in this chapter as well. It's probably the chapter with the most lying around. So yeah, quick save before getting on to the action part. So as you go into this room, there's going to be a flying one in front of you, and then one's going to appear behind you along with a necromorph. So just kind of push your way into the room and have something like the flamethrower or the force gun, or even the beam is quite good. So as soon as you open it, you can see the explosion happen there. It's really quick, they come in so fast. And then I got the necromorph behind as well, which I did manage to stun him enough so he didn't hit me. So yeah, I was cornered, but I was aware that was going to happen. I wasn't panicking, honest. So yes, another log will happen once you kill those enemies. So there's Dead Space. And this is what we came in here for. So this room behind me is a safe space. You're not going to get any enemies spawn in here. But we're going to do a loop all the way around and come back. So it's basically a big loop, and then the game will finish where we are now, pretty much. So I'm just waiting for this. I'm going to throw another save in before we get on, because there is a big fight coming up. There are save points along in this loop. There's a couple other save points, but there's a big fight coming up with no save point before it. Come out here, and then to the right there's going to be a spitter. Take it down however you wish. Nope, I don't want that. I usually miss the claw, and I grab both of them here. No, I want that. Usually I'll grab the item when I want the claw. Yeah, of course I grab both claws. I'm trying to get the battery here, and of course I grab whatever that is. It's somebody's leg, and then somebody's other leg, and then finally the battery. And we'll put that in, and then we can carry on. So yeah, we're just pushing this marker around. That's essentially what we're doing. We're just getting it through this railed section. So there's going to be quite a few. Usually these sort of intersections here will have a save point. This one doesn't. Obviously there's one behind us. It doesn't need to have one. But in this next room there's going to be quite a big fight. It's not difficult if you sort of know what to do and what to expect. There's plenty of stasis around as well. So if you've got a load of stored up as well, feel free to use that now. I'm only going to be selling it at the end anyway. So if you want to use it, obviously use it. We're not saving it for anything. So there's a stasis refill to the left. There's one to the right, which is where I'm going to go. I'm going to run across here and the enemies are going to start coming in. And there's a stasis directly behind me. I'm going to plant a couple of mines. It's not going to do too much. But yeah, I have loads of ammo for my favourite weapon, the beam. I will start using... I could probably at this point get away with exclusively using the beam all the way to the end of the game. Because I can buy the ammo as well. But I didn't. But if you want to, if you have a similar amount of ammo, then you can go for the beam. Flamethrow's good because there's pregnant ones here. And it just sort of stops everyone. There's all sorts appearing from... there's actually little ones to my right. Little death babies. There's a good mixture of things appearing. God, I hate these things. Yeah, kill this one and think, right, okay, we'll carry on with this guy over here. They do walk slower past the marker as well. I should have mentioned that earlier, but that's a good thing as well. Because they are coming from the left. This is a new one. This replaces the other one I just killed. When they come from the left, the marker does actually slow them down. So it's like having free stasis. And yeah, just kind of keep an eye out. What? That's a weird animation. I was going to say keep an eye out and do a better job than I did there. Yeah, when all the lights come on, then you know you've killed them all. I know that wasn't the cleanest run, but honestly at this point, getting a bit overconfident maybe, or maybe that's what what it is, I don't know. I know I can die very easily still, but once you've killed them all you will get a log. Do you miss them? And you can refill here as well. And then yeah, just send the marker on its way while you have a look around for things that the enemies have dropped. Let's go this way round. So yeah, it's just a series of rooms like this essentially, and then we go outside for one fight, and yeah, that's pretty much this whole chapter. And then there's a big boss fight at the end. That's it. Yeah, you can actually send this on its way while we just do this. So interact with that, send the marker on its way. We're not going to have any more enemies, and then we'll have a clear out in these two rooms. In here's a node, obviously, and then this is how you open the other room as well. Just shoot this blob. Right, moving on. So this is one of the intersections now where there is a save point. Make sure your stasis is full. Yeah, save point. So obviously do that. And then we're going to be... yeah, straight away you're going to get a log, and then we're going to run into this room with either the force gun or the flamethrower, whichever one you prefer, to kill the enemies that are stuck to the wall, that spew out those things, because there's two of them. That's all that's in here right now. So you don't need to worry about anything else coming in behind you. Just run in. That's one down, and then on this side as well. There, get rid of them both quickly, because two of those together can spew out a lot of those little things, and just, it's not worth messing around. And yeah, there will be a decent fight in this room afterwards. A pretty, yeah, it's probably the one I take the most damage in, because there's a brute, and they just rush you, like crazy rush you. So yeah, have a look around. There is actually going to be a master chest around here, master override, which is here. You just make it out. So open this up, and there's going to be 3 nodes in there, and then just scout around, see whatever else you can find, get a layout, get an idea of the layout as well. Shop there if you want to buy some health or whatever else. I think I point it out. I literally point it out. Yeah. So shop if you want to grab anything. There shouldn't really be any enemies. I think I can hear enemies in this room, but they don't. We're just going to fly out of it when the enemies appear. I can definitely hear something. I just don't stick around to find out, honestly. There's nothing initially, so don't worry about straight away. Just once you've replaced all the batteries. So go in, go to the right, use the lift. And yeah, there's going to be 3 batteries in here. We're going to replace them, and then we're just going to fly back up to the door that we came through and leave. We're not going to take anything else on. I can definitely hear something, but it's not worth sticking around for. First battery is here with a couple of chest things. The second battery is behind these 2 crates. I weirdly managed to pull the battery from behind the crate. I wasn't expecting that. I was trying to grab the crate. Don't know why it did that. And then the third battery is actually the one that powers the lift. So you'll need to pull that out and put that in. And then you shoot one of these. That's going to, once this all kicks in, when you press this button, that's going to it's going to open up the fan, basically. There's a few of them. You've got three choices there. So you're going to fly up once you're able to, which is now. And then just stasis this thing, fly through it, look for the openings. Don't go where the fans are, obviously. Look for the openings without a fan. There's 3 levels. I'm stuck on here now. And then just fly through eventually. And sort of circle back round to the door that we came in. And yeah, done. I could definitely hear something knocking about in there, but it's just not worth sticking around for. As we leave here, this is where the fight starts. So there's going to be quite a lot of real mixture of things rush you. So be ready. Fire a couple of mines. It really doesn't make much difference, to be honest. There's going to be things everywhere. They come from the right and left, and they just sort of meet in the middle. One of which is a brute. There's also the explosive ones. They come in fast, so be ready. You see there's so many things here already, and we don't even have the brute yet, or the ones with the explosive hands. So yeah, here they are now. So have your stasis. Do not be afraid to use a lot of stasis here. Just slow everything down. There's obviously a refill on the right hand side as well. You want to keep the brute under control. He's getting a little close. I thought I'd blown him up already. Circle back round. There's that little thing. There's a little one somewhere. I don't know why that one died, but it did. I think the brute is actually dead now, but I think it's dead now. It's definitely dead at this point. I'm just overkill. But yeah, that's probably the most difficult section of this chapter, even including the final boss, to be honest. In that you just get rushed by such aggressive enemies, the explosive ones and the brute especially. And then once we're clear, we're just going to move the marker on and carry on our merry way. So again, if you need health or you want to sell anything, I'll just do this while waiting for the marker. Ammo, whatever. Don't be afraid to spend money on on ammo or health. It's going to be more important to stay alive and get through Impossible. You see, yeah, 6 there. I'm not even chancing it. 6 of the medium health. And there's going to be another save point here. This is another intersection. Not an intersection. Intersection's got crosses coming across where things meet. We're not meeting anything. We're just... yeah, you know what I mean, hopefully. Because I don't. Okay. So yeah, we did that. Sorry, that was a log that we got on the way up. So when I got the power, switched the power on and we just flew up, a log did actually happen there at that point. It's going to happen a couple of times in this one, where you just want to concentrate on getting out or killing whatever, that you kind of forget about the logs. I'm sure you don't need them at this point anyway. So shoot that, and then you're going to get an enemy which will come potentially from here to the right. It's just a standard, well, it's not standard, but it's just a necromorph. Use his own claw against him. It's good fun. So up here is going to be 2 of the same necromorphs I just killed. One will spawn or drop in from the sort of right and one from the left. So 1 from ahead and 1 to the left. I'm just keeping an eye out, I can hear something. So that one and then 1 directly to the left. You can see them both there. Yeah, they're coming fast. Give me that claw. So moving on. This room's doesn't have a big fight in it or anything like that. It's just got what? Yeah, watch out for the guys on the side, the ones that are just sort of hanging there. So yeah, this room has one of those enemies that falls apart into the head and the whatever else. The one you kind of have to kill twice. And he's going to come over this ramp now. I think I shoot a mine at him. It goes straight through him. So I think 3 mines is what does it for these. But they just... you can't stop these things. Yeah, so kill it with whatever and then get the flamethrower or the force gun out to get the little things. God, I hate those ones. Is it dead? Yeah, well, there we go. And yeah, that's this room done. Much simpler than the others. This is actually the final room as well. We're going to be going outside. Lots of enemies outside, but they all sort of funnel, so you can handle them, manage them quite easily. Hopefully you've got all of your 30 weapons, 30 kills with your weapons done. I'm sure you have at this point. I can't see a reason why you haven't, but we can make certain saves in the easy playthrough that you can come back to. But obviously we can't do it now because we only have 1 save slot. So it's not going to work. So we just need to wait for the marker to hit the wall, and then we need to lift the door. And I think here's the point in a moment when I go outside that I'm going to get another log, but I don't check it in straight away. Because there's some tentacles out here we just want to get rid of and manage the enemies rather than mess around with logs. So there we can go. Another save. Yes, another save. Bunch of lockers as well. Lockers is always bad news because you know something's coming up if they give you some free stuff. So throw a quick save in and then on we go. I think this is where I exclusively start using the beam now. Yes. I have plenty of ammo. I want it for the last boss as well. It's great. Like I said, I probably could have started using it at the beginning of this chapter, made it a lot easier. But here's going to be a tentacle. So just be ready. You can back away from it and it won't hit you. So be ready to get that. There's 3 of those tentacles. There's obviously that one there. There's one that will appear on the other side of this, but I'm not going to go far enough to get it to spawn. I'm just going to turn around and deal with the enemies that are going to come towards. So it's, yeah, you can, like I said, you can just see them from coming from a mile off and just manage them quite well now. So we shoot that one down there. That's going to move things on even further. So yeah, just keep an eye out on them. This thing just melts through everything. Really should have been using it, but I definitely wanted the ammo, as much ammo as I could for the final boss. Pregnant one, so I'm going to switch to the flamethrower for that. I don't want the little thing coming out, the tentacle baby. Yeah, pregnant one's gone, so back to the beam we go. And then the final tentacle, well, tentacle that's in the way. There's lots of tentacles going on here. Not one that attacks you, but one will attack you once you pop this. It will appear directly ahead of you here. So just push forward slightly and then back off so it doesn't hit you while firing at it. And yeah, you'll know when they sort of die. You'll get a feel for it. There's going to be a little baby one. There's going to be a couple come running across the bridge here. Use the explosive one to get rid of the other one, and then another pregnant one, so we'll switch back to the flamethrower. And nearly done now with regards to standard enemies, really. There are some in the final boss fight, but they're not much of a problem. So returning the markers, the one that I didn't check as we got out into this open area. Pick this one up. This is Recombination Study. I'm sure you don't need any at this point anyway. So one last wave of enemies now. Get a bit ahead of myself. So yeah, tentacle dead ahead. That's the last tentacle. Yeah, getting ahead of myself. We need to actually move the marker down from this end first before placing it. I'm going to do this and then run all the way down to the bottom. And the bunch of enemies are going to come from all sorts of directions, but we can just manage them, obviously funnel them down here. And we'll have the beam, which will cut all the way through everything that comes at me. This one's not for playing, is he? Thought I'd get a bit creative, why not? No, they didn't do anything. The beam's much better. There is an explosive one behind that one then. But he died. And there we go. Once they're done, once you get the log and the markers in place, you are done. And now it's lots of exposition, cutscenes, etc. So press this. I'm gonna skip everything. Yeah, just checking that wasn't not a log. I knew it wasn't. So when you press that, the marker's going to reconnect. There's going to be a whole thing with Nicole. So obviously skip that. We don't need to watch it. And then once you're able to carry on or move into this room here, do so. Open this up. I'm going to hit this console. More cutscene. I'm just going to jump in halfway through this sort of cutscene. It's kind of an interactive one. You can still move around. So I'm just going to skip some of the dialogue, and then eventually a log will play. This is Nicole's farewell. Obviously, watch it. That does kind of tell you what the video is about, but it's all coming to light at this point. I'm going to skip everything now until we can actually move on. So lots of things happen, lots of revelations and all sorts. So you'll be up to speed now, hopefully, and then we can move on. And then, yeah, we're heading all the way back to that first room. I did say we circle back round. That's where we're going now. No enemies, so don't worry about that. Apart from the huge final one, the Hive mind. But apart from that, Nothing until we get to the safe room. So yeah, there's loads of stuff to grab. We're not finished yet. There's a whole room full in here. Node on the wall. So grab everything. You can always sell the stuff that you don't want, ammo that you don't need. And then, yeah, we're back into that room again. So we're going to do some final preparations and say goodbye to all the crap that we don't need. So you want plenty of health. Stasis you're not going to use more than likely. You can keep a couple. I mean, what's the harm, I suppose, if you think you might use it. Keep a couple. I don't use any at all, but you never know. I might do. I definitely don't need a refill anyway. So I'm going to go into my storage as well and sell all of the stasis. We will be using it in New Game Plus, and you will keep absolutely everything that you have right now in New Game Plus. It will all be available once you get to the first shop. But now, I'm not going to be bothered. We're going to be playing it on the easiest difficulty just to get through it. So I'm not bothered about having stasis. Ammo for weapons I'm not using. I'm not going to be using it now. I'm not going to be using it in New Game Plus because we're only using the plasma cutter. So sell it all. Get as much cash as you want together for health and ammo for this final fight. I'm just going to buy a few there. Well, we've got 3. Just top up a bit. I've got more than enough ammo for this thing. Just going to grab a bunch of ammo for that as well. And then spend the rest. Whatever you have left. I could probably buy another one. It's fine. I'll grab it in New Game Plus. Whatever you have left on nodes. And then, yeah. Stick them in your weapons of choice. So I've got 11 there. I'm probably not even going to use... I don't use the pulse rifle. I'm going to fully upgrade the plasma cutter. It's the only weapon we're going to use in the next one. So might as well, that's where I might as well start off. We're just going to go... I'll just go through it in New Game Plus and just upgrade every weapon in order. It really doesn't make a difference. We just need to fully upgrade everything, including the suit. We'll get the last suit upgrade once we finish the game now, along with some weapons that we and a weapon that we annoyingly cannot use. It's a bit of a shame. Along with a whole load of money, a whole load of nodes, all sorts, as a little prize for finishing. So yes, throw save in, even do a backup save if you wish, if you're able to do that. And then once you're ready, come out here, and I'm going to skip the cutscene that happens, but once you get around here, the whole thing's going to happen. The Hive Mind is going to appear, and get ready for a fight. It's a very, very basic boss fight, this. Honestly, it might look like a lot's going on, but it's very basic. So it has 2 phases, essentially. This first phase, it has those, you can see those bulbs, those things that you pop, basically. You can fire at them at any time they're visible, and it's just going to start with, do tentacle slams from the left and right. Watch out, whichever tentacle it draws back, just move left or right, and just keep going for the tentacle, the poppable things. Once you do pop one, it'll sort of pull back, and then it will start firing these things out. You can ignore them for the most part, just try and not be where they are, because he's going to try and pop them next to you when it does that. And then just, yeah, keep aiming. Once you do pop another one on it, all of the ones on the floor will pop, and it'll throw a load of new ones out. So this is why I'm using the beam. I don't know, I just like it the best. It's the best weapon for me. If once you do actually get locked onto something, you do a huge amount of damage. Once you're able to aim at something properly. Just taking sort of pop shots. There we go, got another one. It does move around a lot, but it does stop when it shakes its head around there. I say head, I don't know what that is we're looking at. It does stop for a moment, and that's the best time to hit it. So that's phase 1 overdone. Once phase 1 is done, all these will disappear in a moment. Some regular necromorphs and all sorts will come running out. Use whichever weapon. If you have some stasis, obviously you can slow things down. You should be fine. The big thing's not going to attack at all while these things appear. No, I don't want the health. So just hit them with whatever you have. Oh my god, it got close to me. I don't know if it's dead. I hit it with a claw, but nothing came out of it. And then once all these are gone, I think this is the last one. Feels like it should be. No, one more. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to move into phase 2 now. It's pretty much the same thing, but not. We're going to get hit with tentacles. What it's going to do is just going to do slams from left and right. You can move either way. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you're not in the place where you started when it wound up. So as it winds up. And then it will open up its chest. And just, I'm trying to weaken them all a little bit there at that point. We'll just pop one of them. And then it's going to fire a stream of green nastiness. This first one goes pretty evenly down the middle. And yeah, don't run. You can run through it. You will take damage, obviously, quite a bit, to be honest. If you really need to get through it, you can do. And then just left and right from the tentacles. I'm actually on the wrong side. I'm going the opposite way I should be. And then eventually it's going to open up its chest again. Pop another one. Have a little scout around, grab all the good stuff. It's going to do another line. We'll go on this time, this side at this time. So this is exactly the same as the previous time. And then it should, yeah, here we go, open up its chest again. I'm trying to hit more than one. It doesn't work. I don't think it lets you pop more than one. Now it's going to do random ones that will try and aim for you. They will disappear though. The first two it will try and get you with it, but they'll disappear. And then the final one it does is going to be one that stays there. But you can actually get it to do it on a certain side, so you've got loads of room to move around. It's going to do 3 jets. First 2 disappear. And yeah, it's a pretty easy boss fight, really, isn't it? Some might say disappointing. I say I just want to finish the game at this point. Especially on Impossible. So it's going to do the same again with the 3 jets. I think I walk into it at this point. A little bit of a stumble. Where is it? It might be this next one. I don't think I move enough, or I move one of the tentacles. I'm in the way, or something happened. I can't remember. Yeah, there. Get a little close, a little bit too close. And then I've moved too soon there, and the tentacle gets me. It's fine. You should have plenty of healing if you're getting knocked about a bit. And then, yeah, final one. But it's not dead yet. It's going to grab you, so quickly reload your weapon. Make sure you've got plenty of ammo left in whatever weapon, and it's going to grab you. And yeah, similar sort of insta-death kind of thing. You can try and shoot it here as it's moving around, but it will stop and give you a second to do it. Round about now. So now's your opportunity. Hit it in the eye thing, whatever it is. And that will kill it. And that is the final boss done. Impossible is done. We can now just relax in regular old New Game Plus on the easiest difficulty. Collect 12 fragments, see the alternate ending, fully upgrade all the weapons, and that's all you should have left trophy wise, is fully upgrade the weapons, New Game Plus, alternate ending, the first marker that we pick up is a trophy as well in itself, and finish the game using just the plasma cutter. So once you've picked everything up, move towards the ship again. Another cutscene's going to kick in. This is it, we're done. We're literally done. I'm just going to skip forward in the cutscenes that happen. Big explosion, 3 trophies are going to pop. We've got Exodus, we've got Untouchable, and set a benchmark. They are for finishing the game on medium or above, and impossible, obviously. So the Untouchable is impossible. Set benchmark is medium, and then Exodus is finishing chapter 12. which is the end of the game. I'm going to skip the cutscene again now, so we're just going to move into the sort of end screen. So you can get to the credits, you can just back out, circle, and you'll get 50,000, sorry. You're going to get 10 power nodes, so there's 15 power nodes already. Some text logs, the 6th suit upgrade, the burnished suit, which is an extra one, and a hand cannon, which is an extra one for doing impossible. Those last two are only for impossible. Hand cannon's something, unfortunately, we can't use, but is a really good weapon. And then, yeah, you're going to go into, it's just going to say it's going to do a save. You've now unlocked New Game Plus. And then you go back to the main menu. And that's where we will pick up the next video for New Game Plus. So, thanks very much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.